This is your weekday meal. We're making pork chops with roasted cabbage and apples. And where does the recipe come from? The latest issue of Taste. Cabbage is one of the most versatile vegetables, and I believe it's a food group on its own. I love it roasted. It becomes so sweet, the texture changes. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. We're going to give our cabbage a little extra personality. We're going to go in with some olive oil and then some cumin seeds. Those are going to toast and become super nutty. The onions are going to roast with the cabbage, so we are going to keep them nice and chunky. To add a bit of punch and zest to a dish, we usually squeeze some lemon juice over. We're going to add lemon, but we're going to add it to the roasting dish. It's going to go into the oven now for about half an hour, and we're going to turn it halfway. And don't forget, we're looking for char on this one. Not too much, but a nice little tiny bit of char on everything. Let's go. Make sure you only get the vibrant orange, that's the zest. When you start seeing white, that's the pith, and you don't want to have that. That's too bitter for this dish. And I'm being serious, I'm not taking the pith. So we're not trying to cook the raisins, we're just trying to hydrate them. So you can see it's already happening. They're going from their like dried, pruny shape, and they're starting to fill out, becoming juicy. To balance out the sweetness in the pan, we're gonna go in with some red wine vinegar, and that's gonna give us a little bit of acidity, and this is done purely to taste. Instead of chopping the dill, I'm just gonna pick it. You get some beautiful irregular shapes of dill. Delish. I'm sorry. Today's pork, I'm going to be using pork loin chops. However, you could easily swap this out with a gammon or pork belly, equally as delicious. But let me show you how I make my pork chops. Between the meat and the fat is a membrane of skin. And when you cook the pork chop, that membrane pulls together and tightens up. And that causes your pork chop to curl. So what I do is I make little cuts, cutting through that membrane. It's pretty cool because it also looks like you've added a little bit of effort by coming up with a cool garnish and way to present the pork chops. So we're gonna start fat side down first, like we do with the steak. We're really gonna try and get some color and crispiness on that fat. And that is crispy, crispy fat. So now we can go meat side down and cook the chops. The last thing this dish needs is that beautiful dressing. It smells amazing. And if you want to make this recipe, and believe me, you do want to make this recipe, go and check it out in the latest issue of Taste magazine.